Between you and me, I should have worn pants. We learn, right?
You're gonna laugh, cry, squirt hot oil on your eye, get a little chubby and not know why. Probably because of the delicious food coming straight at you from this foul mouth dude.
Better than eating out. Pink tacos not included. Better than eating out. Pink tacos not included.
Well, you are sitting in the splash zone. Hello! How are we all doing today? Great! Excellent! How many people have seen my show before? I have a small corner of fans over there. The rest of you, hi, my name is S.J. Moyer, or most people call me Shannon, and most of my friends say I'm a jerk. It's all good, I get over it. Just to let you know, I am not actually a chef. I'm not a cook. I don't work at a restaurant anymore. I don't do anything like that. But I write books. And that's so much more fun, right? Of course, I don't make any money at it. One day somebody said I should write a cookbook because evidently I know a lot about food, or so I pretend. And so I wrote a cookbook. And for some reason the cookbook sells better than the stuff I put my heart and soul into. Go figure. Welcome to my kitchen for the next half hour. This is tea time with S.J. Moyer, that's me, of course. So we're going to make iced tea, and then we're going to make cucumber sandwiches, and we're going to make bruschetta. All those sound really yummy for tea, right? Yes, and I was told I should make something that's going to be nice for like warm weather. So, oh wait, I'm missing someone. Drinking turtle? Alright. So, let's get started. Let's make iced tea, which is really easy. How many of you have ever went to the grocery store and bought the gallons of iced tea for $3 and then felt like this was just a dumb thing to do? So basically, iced tea, you go and you buy those flavored iced teas and they're ridiculously expensive. And really, if you buy these and then you buy iced tea, yes, girly. What? My daughter. She's very shy, so don't try to talk to her or anything. She gets very skittish and shy. Anyways, when I make iced tea, I buy Red Rose because they come with these little trinkets in it. It's like the cereal box prize. Does anybody remember cereal box prizes when they didn't suck? Now you get the back of the box and you're like, yay, a story and a puzzle that I have to cut out and forget it, You still got a little prize. You got a little treasure chest. To make iced tea, we start a fire. I like fire. Who likes fire? Pot. Water. This isn't brain surgery, right? Water in the pot. Pot on the stove. We let it boil. Who's watching it? While we're letting that boil, we'll move on to the rest of the stuff. First off, also very, very important ingredient, make sure you pour out your whiskey early. Very important. I always cook with wine, booze, or something. It's extremely important. Extremely important. I have a cucumber. Alright. Cucumbers are interesting things. They're long, they're fun. They're lucky because you can cut this up and it'll keep well at room temperature for a little while, it doesn't turn ugly, as opposed to the banana. The banana was found, they tried to start distributing bananas for sale about the Victorian era, and there was a little problem with it. Nobody really wanted to keep bananas because first off, once you cut them up, they turn brown really quick, and secondly, it made ladies blush because it was shaped provocatively. So, cucumbers were lucky. They were sold easily. Not boiling yet. So, cucumber sandwiches. First, I'm going to take and make a little cut on 4 sides and kind of make my cucumbers squarish. Why? I don't know. It works better on a sandwich that way. I made a mess on here yesterday. I can't wait to see what I end up with. By the way, front row splash zone. Well, that wasn't near as fun. Alright, never mind. I have this thing, evidently, I called myself a knife ninja one time, and this little kid who watched my show, don't let your children watch my show. I get this, my kid loves your show, why would you let them watch this? Anyways, because I play with knives, fire, I don't say nice things. Anyways, so I call myself the Knife Ninja and now it's stuck, so I'm the Knife Ninja. Alright, so we're going to slice a bunch of slices of cucumber. And then we're going to get bread. Use whatever bread you want. Generally, I'm stingy and cheap, so whatever's on sale, that's the bread we use. Mayonnaise. So, you can add butter, you can do whatever, salt and pepper, make it look nice. Cucumbers on bread. Mayonnaise, whatever you want. Once you start cutting sandwiches from corner to corner, you never stop. If you've ever worked at a restaurant and you make yourself a sandwich, you always cut it this way. For the rest of your life, you're going to cut your sandwiches this way. Don't ask me why. It's kind of silly. I can't even make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without doing it. Alright. I'm on mine. Cucumber sandwich. Yay! Our water is steep, or water is boiled. It's not really hot. Don't spill it on yourself. It will probably hurt. I'm going to take about 3 regular iced tea bags, and when you want to make flavored tea, you can either add like the juice, stay in there. You can add juice, or what I like to do, this is really simple. Go buy these teas, they're all flavored and such. They have no caffeine in them most of the time, but that's fine. Add the regular tea and then add a flavor. Now, when it gets hot, I like to use mint. I don't know why, but mint's really refreshing. That's why people drink mojitos. So, these are like 2 in 1 tea bags, whatever. So, there we go. Step 2 to making iced tea. We're going to let that steep. Oh, next, bruschetta. Does anybody like bruschetta? Yeah. Does anybody like tomatoes? Yeah. Really? I hate tomatoes. I really don't like tomatoes. I mean, every once in a while, I don't mind like a tomato on a sandwich sometimes, but I love bruschetta. If it makes any sense, I love bruschetta. I don't like tomatoes. I will not just sit here and eat them. My wife, she'll slice them and salt and pepper it and just freaking eat it. These, not my friend. And they're dangerous. They will attack. Be warned, they will attack you if you're not watching them. Anybody know what I'm talking about? That's alright. And the other thing I hate about tomatoes is the inside of tomatoes are really, really squishy. But the outside has this like annoying, not really hard, but like, you know, unsliceable outside unless you've got a really sharp knife. So I always sharpen my knives before I slice my tomatoes. It's good to have an extremely sharp knife in the kitchen. For one, when you do cut yourself, because I guarantee you will, I do all the time, it'll slice rather than tear, which is nice because then it heals a lot faster. And any good cook will tell you, you always have a first aid kit in your kitchen. Of course, I didn't bring mine, but my first aid kit consists of an aloe plant, duct tape, super glue, and usually latex gloves. And if you go to most like commercial kitchens, I guarantee you will find those things in their kitchen. We cooks know. That's how sharp a knife should be. So we're going to take the tomatoes, we're going to make really cute little diced tomatoes. Some people like to de-seed them, I really don't care. Let's be completely honest, when I make bruschetta, it goes in the fridge, it sits there until I'm usually drinking and watching a movie late at night and going, I want something to eat that's not going to be high in calories. I'm lying to myself that this is actually helping because then I will eat 7 pounds of it. Alright, that's the tomatoes. Do you like my pretty bowl? My mother gave it to me. I like the bowl a lot. I don't like my mother. When I make these cooking shows, this is usually the part I turn off the camera and, you know, just do by myself. Sometimes I talk to myself. Usually my children come in. Oh, speaking of which, Colleen!
Colleen, Daddy wants you. You have a show on the stage. I'm saying hi.
I know you are. Okay, go. That's also a normal occurrence in my kitchen. She is my tomato fiend. Unlike me, she's not afraid about them attacking and such. She eats them way too fast. I try to be as entertaining as possible. Sometimes it's just not possible. But if you're lucky, you know, it's like watching NASCAR. If you're lucky, maybe I'll slice myself. Then we get the special ingredient into the bruschetta. I love when I do that. When I do things for other people, I usually try not to serve it. But then, if I do it at home, it's kind of like, well, this was almost vegetarian. There you go, diced tomatoes. Let's go back to our still sort of hot tea. Okay, so now we've got steeped tea stuff. Next, sugar. We love sugar, right? How much you add is up to you. Remember, this isn't Kool-Aid, so it's not like artificially flavored crap. It actually sort of has a flavor that's good to begin with. So don't go overboard with it. But add the sugar while it's still hot, unless you don't want it sweetened. Sometimes, depending on what you do, whatever. It's up to you. This is kind of also the better part, because instead of like getting those, you know, teas that are prepackaged and stuff, and then you get it home and you pour it and you're like, oh, it's nice and sweet. You can kind of make your own, and it's, you know, less likely going to make you, yeah. Alright. In pitcher, receptacle, container, something that preferably doesn't leak too quickly. Add cooler water. Once your sugar is dissolved, for the most part, pour it into cooler water, or pour it into the cooler water, stir it up. Oh, iced tea. I have to say, I buy a lot of onions because, unlike most people, I don't go and buy stuff in the freezer section and, you know, pop it in the microwave. I cook food, like, from scratch all the time. My wife says it's annoying sometimes because she can't find anything to just snack on. I have never bought onions this big before in the red variety. Like, I've seen Vidalia onions this big, but holy crap, look at the size of these onions. We're gonna try this. I didn't lose fingers yesterday. Ah, not even. Oh, I didn't go the whole way through. How's that? How's that? It's a big freaking onion. I obviously don't need the entire tomato for this. But then basically, or onion, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Also, the other nice thing about doing a cooking show on YouTube is when I'm done recording it, I go back and look at it and go, what? That didn't even make sense. And then I can edit those things out, or sometimes leave them in depending on how I feel about it. Basically, I'm just going to chop up the onions into little tiny itty-bitty pieces. And unlike the tomatoes, onions don't have a propensity to attack. They're fairly docile, but they will make you cry. Thanks! I'm famous. People in Canada watch my show and they make stuff off of it. Garlic is also essential to bruschetta. It makes it taste good. Alright. Basil. I'll tell you this. You can use fresh or you can use dried. It really doesn't matter because in the end it's all going to taste like basil. I usually just use the dried just because for some reason when the tomatoes get all squishy, the basil starts clumping up and it just works really well. And from that point, we stir. So there we go. Now we have bruschetta. Now, what you put your bruschetta on, it's totally up to you. You can put it on, like, bread. The rest is pretty simple. Put the bruschetta on your crackers, or bread medallions, or whatever you want. Tea time! How easy was that? Now, of course, as I said, it's very important to pour your whiskey first. Why? So now I can drink it. Reward system, don't forget. Because if you've ever worked at home on your computer, like that was your job for a while, and you're on the internet's there, you have to set up a reward system, otherwise you'll never get work done. Alright, there you go, tea time. Thank you very much for coming out here. As I said, I do have a cooking show on YouTube. It's mildly entertaining, occasionally offensive, I'm told, and lots of fun. I do have a cookbook. I do have some of them available. And once again, please don't forget to check me out eventually. If you want, I've got a bucket full of bruschetta and a lot of crackers, so come on up and I got some tea. We'll have some tea and crackers, yes?
Pink tacos not included, better than eating out. Pink tacos not included, better than eating out. Pink tacos not included.